All right, I'm live. All right, I am live. What is up, everybody? Um, well, I know not really. I know people aren't really here in chat yet, but welcome to ULTRACAST episode 3. I'm going live for this one. This one's pretty special, and I've been wanting to talk about this particular subject, I guess, for a while now, ever since really Simon Tomley posted on Twitter about, Sega and how they rushed out Sonic Origins. What's up, Stormrocks? How you doing, man? But it's like, I've been wanting to talk about this for a while now. It's like Sega rushing games. As you see in the title, I know I'm smiling and everything in the thumbnail, but this is something that Sega does that just pisses me off every time because I'm okay. I want to get this out of the way right now. I'm not making this video to hate on Sega or anything like that. I'm doing this because I want them to do better. Um, that's what's up, Stormrock. That's good to hear. You're doing pretty good, man. But Sega rushing their games. This has been a habit that they've been doing since 1992, and it honestly needs to stop. Like the first time they did it with, I guess you guys get to hear me messing up with talking live, I guess. But yeah, with Rage, I'm live right now. I know it's crazy, but yeah, I'm doing it. I'm live streaming right now. I'm not stuck in the past anymore. I'm actually live streaming for the very first time. I'm actually going to do another stream in a few minutes. I'm actually going to be playing some Sonic Rush Adventure in case you guys want to see that. I might also do Sonic Colors for the DS, maybe even Generations if you guys want to see that. And I guess while I'm kind of off subject, I do want to announce something. After I do my classic Sonic marathon, which is going to be pretty short, it's only 5 games. Um, I am actually going to do a Road to Sonic Frontiers. It's going to be Sonic Chronicles, Sonic Lost World, Sonic Colors Ultimate, and Sonic Forces. Um, okay, with all that out of the way, time for the actual subject I want to talk about. Sega rushing out Sonic games specifically. I don't know if they do this with other games. I imagine they do, but Sonic specifically is the series that got affected the most by it, just because of the fact that they've been doing it again since 1992 with Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Because if you remember with Sonic 2, they rushed that game, and it's a miracle it's a miracle that it ended up being good. Even though a bunch of zones had to get cut from it, they ended up there was going to be like a time travel mechanic in it too that ended up having to get cut as well. Um, just a lot of stuff with Sonic 2. It was mostly development hell, which I can excuse in that case for just because the game ended up being good, but just for a few more famous examples, I guess. Sonic '06, they rushed that game. What do we know about that one? It ended up being trash. Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, they rushed that game too. It was trash. Sonic Forces, I don't think they rushed that game necessarily, but they ended up like spending 3 years working on a lighting engine and then 1 year working on the actual game. And then there's the whole thing with Sonic Origins with it was so bad that literally Headcanon had to tweet out, or specifically Simon Tomley or Stealth, that yeah, they didn't rush forces. It was still bad. Like I just said, Stormrocks. It wasn't bad. It was just like, or no, it was. Well, I'd say forces was more mid than anything else, but that's not the point. The point is they spent 3 years working on a lighting engine, and then they spent 1 year on the actual game. Like Sega, what the hell were you thinking? Um, and then there's the whole thing with Sonic Origins, where this one is the one that makes me the most upset because it's like Simon Tomley literally had to tweet out the fact that the game was rushed, you know? The music in that game, well, that was less of rushing the game and more copyright with Michael Jackson and everything. But, you know, Simon Tomley having to like tweet out and say, hey, we had to rush this game. We're not happy with how the game turned out. Like literally everyone at Headcanon is upset with how Sonic Origins turned out, specifically Sonic 3. I don't know their standpoint on the other three games in the collection, but I know for a fact Sonic 3 is not what they wanted it to be. Same thing with, you know, I don't, where was I going with that? You know, but like Sonic 3 is infamous for being the most buggy game in the collection. Like a lot of that I think is probably the PC version specifically because I play on the Switch. I don't have any problems with Origins outside of just tiny things that tend to happen like Tails not bouncing on springs and blue spheres when I'm taking him along with me or like and sometimes my momentum will randomly just get killed pretty much, but that's I think that's more across the board. But regardless, I think Sonic 3 getting rushed. Well, it's not even that they rushed that game. Well, they did, but also in that, you gotta remember Sonic 3, like the remaster of it, that was going to be his own project. Like Stealth and his team, they didn't even know that like Sonic 3 was going to be part of Sonic Origins. They had no idea. It was just like, you know, it was just kind of a surprise. That's why the game ended up being so buggy, you know? Like, and I just can't excuse that. I'm sorry. Like, if you're going to contract these guys to work on something, at least tell them what they're working on so they can optimize it better so that when they put it in Sonic Origins, it's not super buggy like it is now. Like I'm not like I guess Sonic Rush was trying to tell us something when it came to his own name. I mean, that's pretty much what Sega's doing now, just Sonic rushing, I guess. But yeah, I mean, as much as I love Sonic Rush, I don't like Sega rushing Sonic, you know? It's just like, you know, like, imagine if I rushed out all of my videos and they all ended up being trash, you know? Like, that's the thing, you know? Even though I kind of, like, put this live stream together really quickly, I planned it out, like, a long, long time ago. I've been planning this thing out for weeks now. Um, like, you know, is I know making YouTube videos and developing a game is a whole different thing, but my point is if you're going to rush something, more than likely it's going to be trash, you know? Like if I another better example, if I'm warming up like spaghetti, you know, because I had some last night. If I put some spaghetti in the microwave for like 5 seconds and then I, you know, take it out and I eat it, it's not going to be good. It's going to be cold. It's going to be terrible. I'm probably going to get sick from it, you know? And that's what Sonic, I mean, that's what Sega's doing with Sonic games. They're kind of undercooking most of them now. Like the last good Sonic game that Sega team, I mean, Sega team, where did I get that from? Sonic team really made was Sonic Generations. Arguably Sonic Lost World. I know a lot of people like that game too. That one's more divisive, but still, you know, my point is with like yeah, in your case, if you were to rush your videos, you might end up making flawed statements or statements you don't agree with yourself. Exactly. Like, actually, I'm gonna pull up chat right here so I can read. Hang on. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull up chat. Oh, I just hit something on my desk. All right, perfect. In your case, if you were to rush your videos, you might end up making flawed statements or yeah, that I read that and I agree with that. Yeah, if I rushed out my videos, like imagine how many statements I would be making that I look back at it and I just cringe, like the Sonic 1 video I made, I kind of was a lot more negative in that video than I thought I would be. But like, yeah, that's the thing. If I rushed out my videos, they wouldn't be good. Like, imagine, like, I know I don't use a capture card or anything, but imagine if I recorded all my videos and like the TV was out of focus. Or like playing like on my 3DS, like I can't get one of the screens on. It's hard to explain, but yeah, I agree with you. Like I think really with anything, if you want a quality product, you got to give it time. And that's something I feel like Sega isn't doing. Because my with Sonic Origins is like, how do you mess up a retro collection? I know it's like literally with Sonic 1, 2, and CD, those games were already remastered. They didn't have to really lift a finger with those games outside of adding the drop dash and coins and all that stuff. But like, now my thing with Sonic 3 is like, what the hell happened? Like they're not giving Stealth and his team enough time to work on stuff, and they're just not like they don't really seem to care anymore. And that's one thing that worries me about Sonic Frontiers, because I even said in a previous video, I don't remember when I said this, but I said if Sonic Origins ends up being trash, I'm not buying Frontiers. And now I don't hate Origins or anything, but with the state it released in, now I'm kind of skeptical about buying Frontiers, if you guys know what I mean, because if they manage to mess up a retro collection, how am I going to trust them with an open world game that's going to be like the Sonic equivalent of something like Super Mario Odyssey? I don't get the Breath of the Wild comparisons, that's completely different, but like, like imagine if Sega, I mean, not Sega, Nintendo rushed out Super Mario Odyssey. That game would have been trash. You know what I mean? But I don't know where I was going with the Odyssey comparison. But they gave that game time, and that's why it ended up being so good. Like I'm playing through Odyssey for the first time right now, like off stream, or off camera, I should say, because I'm not doing a let's play of that game currently. I want to enjoy it on my own. But like I'm playing through Odyssey, and that came out in the same year as Sonic Forces, and a lot of people were comparing those two games, right? And my thing is, like, I was playing Odyssey and I'm like, how is this game just so much better than Forces? Like, I'm not even gonna lie, in the pre-release cycle of those two games, I thought Forces was gonna be way better. But the moment I picked up Odyssey, that game just blew me away. Okay, I'm not gonna be like going full IGN mode, comparing Mario to Sonic, because that's just not what I do here on this channel. Because I know IGN got a lot of hate for the whole Sonic was never good thing, and like I do want to kind of drift off topic for a second, just like with the whole IGN thing, like that whole thing was just wild to me. Like making like saying Sonic was never good is a pretty ballsy claim, and not even gonna lie. Like if you say a series was never good, that's yikes. I don't know how you're I that's wow. Okay. I'm not even gonna lie. With like live streaming and everything, it's not much different from recording, but I'm like nervous because I'm like messing up a lot of what I want to say. But like trying to think of another Sonic game that got rushed and ended up being bad. Like, and I do want to say one thing with like Sega rushing games, it always affects other companies. Like, you guys notice that? Like with Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, they rushed that game out, and they just like, yeah, Sonic was never good is not an opinion, it's a lie. I agree with that. I mean, how are you gonna sit and say Sonic was never good when if it was never good, like what's up with having over, I'm pretty sure Sonic has over at least 100 games by now, right? And then, Sonic wouldn't be in Smash if that was the case. He wouldn't have a crossover comic with Mega Man, he wouldn't have this multimedia empire with like two live action movies that both ended up being really good. And that's another thing you know, um with them rushing stuff. With the Sonic movie, they actually delayed the first one so they could tweak Sonic's design because, Paramount, they actually listened to the fans. And now I'm just wondering, why can't Sega do the same thing? But going back to like them screwing over other companies, like Sonic Boom: Rise of Lyric, that game ended up being bad, and look at what happened to Big Red Button. Like I think that was their only Sonic game that they ever worked on, and you don't really hear about Big Red Button anymore. Do they still make games? Um, and then now, Sonic Colors Ultimate was more recent. They ended up screwing over Blind Squirrel with that whole thing, because I just don't understand how Sonic Colors Ultimate, that game had to be rushed. There is no way that they were playing through it, and well, there's no way that Sonic Colors Ultimate was being developed. They play tested it and everything, and they were like, "Yeah, this will slide." There's no way that game wasn't rushed. There's no way they looked at it and they were like, "Yeah, this is finished. This is what we're gonna put out." Like, oh my god. It's one thing to, release a game that ends up being bad because of like game design issues or like glitches that they didn't see while they were developing the game. But Sega, name one Sonic game that ended up being bad that wasn't rushed. Just name one. Like, I know Lost World gets a lot of hate, but you gotta admit that game was pretty polished. Even though it was I pretty much a blatant copy of Mario Galaxy, let's be real here. Lost World was pretty polished. I know you could also say Sonic Forces was polished and that game is trash too, but like it's hard to explain what I'm getting at here. Oh, hey, what's up, Nexus? I know you. But I don't know where I'm going with this, to be honest. Like, that's why doing a podcast by yourself is hard because you don't have someone else kind of help you out with it. Like, Xander says, "Oh, what's up, man? I know that Blind Squirrel had limited time and game development is hard." Let me read the rest of that. I know I'm like sticking my finger in the screen, but like, but all they well, and that game development is hard, but all they truly had to do was upscale it and maybe turn up the bloom a teeny bit, but not so much. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, with Blind Squirrel and Sonic Colors Ultimate, I mean, it wasn't. I feel like it was probably a mix of Blind Squirrel and Sega because, as we all know, the Switch version of that game was a disaster. I mean, they didn't really optimize it for the Switch all that well, even though I play it on Switch and I enjoy it. That's mainly because that's the only way I have to play Colors Ultimate. I never had a Wii, and the Switch is my console of choice. So like that's the only way I really have to play Colors outside of the DS version. But that's a completely different game. That's more or less Sonic Rush 3. But yeah, like Sega just keeps screwing over other companies because they want to rush every game they make, and it's just getting old. Like this is the main thing I want to address. Just when is it going to stop? Like it's been happening since 1992. Sega has been saying they're learning from their mistakes and they're focused on quality, but that is a damn lie. That that is just a lie. Like I'm sorry for the swearing. It's probably about to get worse because this actually is something that Sega does that, again, it pisses me off when they do because, like, like, just, I don't know. It's whenever they rush, like, when they rush out a game and it ends up screwing over another company, that just doesn't sit well with me. Like, I don't care if Sonic Team makes a game and they rush it and it ends up being bad, because then I just won't buy the game. If Sonic Frontiers ends up sucking, I'm probably gonna hold off on buying it. Like, I'm gonna wait for the review copies to go out this time, and if the reviews say it's bad, I'm not picking that game up, guaranteed. But, like, when they screw over another company with their I'm just gonna say it with their bullshit when they end up screwing other companies over, and they can't, like, they get a bad rep within the Sonic community because of Sega's strict deadlines and just being a nightmare to work with. Because I remember Simon Tomley, Stealth, I'm using those interchangeably. Stealth even said Sega was really hard to work with, and they wouldn't. Literally, it's come to the point where they're practically begging Sega to be able to patch the game they made. Which I'm just like, what the hell is even. What is even the mindset with Sega? Like, rushing out games? Like, what is their problem? Like, why can't you let these guys get more time? I get it, it was an anniversary release. That's important to them. If they're like they said they were going to release it, well, they released it on the anniversary, so I get it. That's important. But last time I checked, Sonic '06 ended up being bad for the same exact reason. It was rushed to meet an anniversary deadline, and we all know what happened with Sonic '06. That game ended up sucking ass because Sega ended up rushing it out the door. I will never understand why Sega will have such a good idea for a game and they just never want to take extra time to just polish it up a little bit. It's always the same shit with them since 1992. I know I'm swearing a lot more than usual, but this is just something that I just can't excuse at all. Like, is every time, Sonic 2, that's the first time they really rushed a game. Thank God it ended up being good, but I feel like Sega's mindset is probably, well, we rushed a game before and it ended up working, it ended up being good back in 1992. So, we're gonna try it again. We're gonna rush this game out, and who knows, maybe it'll be good. But that's my thing that I just can't stand. I just don't know why they think just because it worked that one time, it ended up, being good and everything, that it's just gonna work every other time they rush a game. Like, has there been another Sonic game outside of Sonic 2 that ended up being rushed, having development hell, which, by the way, Sonic Origins had development hell and it was rushed, and we all know what happened with that game. And I'm not saying all this to say Sonic Origins is bad or anything. I think it's perfectly serviceable. The price is a little bit high, but I'll talk about that in the review that I make. Giveloot says Ultra Face Reveal. I've shown my face before. This isn't the first time. Usually when I do these ULTRACASTs, I always tend to show my face on them. But I don't know. It's just like, I guess that's all I really wanted to say. Is just Sega rushing out their games. It just gets old, and it just needs to stop because if Sonic Frontiers ends up getting rushed out the door and that game ends up being bad, that's going to genuinely hurt because I want that game to be good. That's actually my dream Sonic game. Like, I've been wanting an open world Sonic game for the longest time now. And also, what's up, dudes? Don't worry for being late. Um, I am actually about to wrap up the stream, but even though I'm not doing a raid right now, even though we have enough people, I am actually going to be streaming Sonic Rush Adventure in a few minutes after this stream ends. So if you guys want to catch me live again, come back and I'm going to be streaming Sonic Rush Adventure. I'm going to be a lot more positive. I'm just going to be gaming and chilling with you guys, you know. Um, but yeah, I think that's really all I have to say about Sega rushing out their products. I do want to apologize for the swearing this time around because it's just, I know I usually try to hold back on the swearing. I usually try to limit myself to just hell and damn, but this is just going to be the exception for right now because that's just what Sega does with like rushing games is just unacceptable. But again, even though I'm wrapping this stream up, I am about to set up Sonic Rush Adventure. So if you guys come back in like, I want to say 2 or 3 minutes, then I'll be streaming some Sonic Rush Adventure, and you guys can catch me playing that game. I'm gonna be trying to get all of the S ranks for that game. I'm just gonna be doing the stages like one by one. You know, I'm not gonna be doing any like boat stuff. I'm not gonna be um. Why don't you play an emulator so you can screen record? I don't have a PC or anything actually. I mean, I could probably screen record from my phone, but it's going to be hard to figure out how to do that. But yeah, I wish I could like I'm planning on getting a capture card sometime soon. It'll probably be like towards the end of this year, you know, because right now I'm more focused on like buying games and everything, you know. Um, like I'm gonna get Sonic Rush and Super Mario 64 DS sometime soon. I'm probably gonna order those from Amazon. But whenever I get a chance, I'm definitely gonna buy a capture card. I'm thinking about getting a capture card for my Switch first, and then getting one for my 3DS, or I could do it the other way around, you know? Because I think the way I record my Switch games, it works for me. I think the 3DS games is what I really need to work on with recording, you know? Because recording 3DS games without a capture card is not easy at all. Just because I have to worry about two screens. I have to worry about, you know, I'm not gonna move it too much because it's the console and the controller at the same time, you know. Um, but yeah, I'll just wait a couple of minutes. You know, I'll answer any questions that chat has for a minute, and you know, after that, I'll wrap things up, and then I'll start playing some Sonic Rush Adventure, and also some Sonic Colors DS, if you guys want to see that. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. If not, you know, I'll just wrap things up here, and I'll, you know, start streaming Sonic Rush Adventure and possibly Colors DS, depending on how long Rush Adventure takes. Which it shouldn't take long at all. I could probably beat both games in one sitting. And again, I'm going to be doing just the stages. I'm not going to be showing cutscenes. I'm not going to be doing any of the side activities. Just going to be all the stages. Um, but yeah, I'll give you guys another minute in case you want to ask any questions or anything, you know. And the VOD, I'm gonna leave it up on the, you know, I'm just gonna leave it up with all my other uploads. Nothing too special. It's just you guys basically have to catch me recording something live, pretty much. Um, you know, I got to interact with chat a little bit. What do you think about Sonic's recent less cartoony animation? Um, like for the games? Because I mean, I don't mind Sonic like being more realistic, you know, like Sonic Frontiers. I think it does a pretty good job of like being like a photorealistic Sonic game, pretty much. The last Sonic game we really had that was like that was Sonic Unleashed, if I recall correctly, you know. The games past that were a lot more cartoony. Actually, you could say Sonic Colors to an extent, because even though, yeah, the worlds and everything were pretty wacky, I mean, they were really detailed and everything, and it almost reminded me of like the Unleashed art style, just with like more crazy locations, you know? Um, so I like when Sonic tries to be realistic, and I'm glad Sega is kind of going back to that, you know, with Sonic Frontiers. And the art style in that game, just in general, really reminds me of Unleashed, which I am not opposed to at all, you know? Because I love the art style in Sonic Unleashed. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I'm glad Sonic Frontiers has that same art. The voice cracks live. I'm glad Frontiers has that same art style, you know? I think I'll take another question or two from chat, and then I'll move on to Sonic Rush Adventure for a little bit. Oh, and it's raining outside right now, so you guys might hear that. Hopefully not, but you know. And yeah, this is actually my very first live stream ever. Oh yeah, it is definitely raining out there. I hear thunder and everything. Um, but yeah, if you guys have any other questions, just feel free, you know. Um, Might as well show off some things real quick. I mean, I got my Sonic amiibo right here. I might as well show this off for you guys, just like decoration. And also this right here, this like paper right here. I'll show that off in a video probably. I want to keep that as a surprise, you know. But yeah, this is my Sonic amiibo right here. I'll let you guys have a little look at it. It's pretty nice, isn't it? Well, it doesn't seem like there's any more like questions or anything from chat, so I guess I'll move on to Sonic Rush Adventure here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. Cheesy YouTuber outro, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes with Sonic Rush Adventure. And I'm going to be recording Mega Man later today. This is just to keep you guys like occupied. You know, I just felt like this is more or less an experiment. You know, I want to experiment with like streaming and everything. So yeah. Um. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this particular like section of the stream, I guess. So yeah, next up is Sonic Rush Adventure and possibly Sonic Colors for the DS. So yeah, see you guys. Oh yeah, hang on. How do I? Hang on, I got to figure out how to end stream. Oh yep. Well, okay, it's the X, of course. Well, that's it for me. It's your boy signing off. Peace. Take care, everyone.